Hi everyone, today I wanted to go over the reasons I switched from Photoshop to Affinity Photo. Some of you will say it's about the price, which is fair, but it goes deeper than that. Let me explain. By the way, I'm not sponsored nor affiliated to Affinity in any shape or form, and I'm not giving you any financial advice. So first of all, I never thought I'd become a master at Photoshop. My passion is more on the video side, but I had to design so many flyers for so many different niches that I ended up working often with Photoshop. The CS3, CS5 and CC 2015, and between these different versions, there's a noticeable difference in performance. However, even on a Mac Pro 2008 with all the upgrades, a decent 16 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of VRAM, 12 CPU cores, it had its limitations. Anything like a 10 on 4K banner would lead to the computer being so slow, it wasn't even responding. Okay, so a little parenthesis. I tried to open the file under Photoshop CS5.1 on the Mac Mini 2012 and it actually works perfectly fine. So I think the issue was my computer and not the software. I just wanted to clarify that. Obviously, my computer is far from being a beast. Compare it to Affinity Photo 2 on a Mac Mini 2012 with 16 gigs of RAM shared between the RAM and VRAM with only 4 CPU cores. Same design, same file, but Affinity lets you at least navigate decently without freezing directly. Affinity also opens PSD files, the file format of Photoshop, so the switch is seamless. Even the effects are translated and are located more or less at the same place. The layering system is similar, and everything like masking and adding effects is very intuitive. A good time to remind you to like and subscribe. Then we have the tools, which are more or less the same than Photoshop before the introduction of AI, which I cannot care less about, to be completely honest. Everything works perfectly fine, even the magic selection tool is smart enough to get things detoured quickly. The pen tool to create curves and shapes is on point. I prefer this than Illustrator, and it's not even meant to be a vector design dedicated software. Maybe it's not even better than Illustrator, but as everything is integrated, it works better in my workflow. Obviously, Photoshop has the same tool, so I'm not saying it's better than Photoshop, I just never used it inside Photoshop for some reason. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Photoshop costs a little less than €27 per month, multiplied by 12 per year. So in a decade, you spend €3,240 and you still don't own it. While you can get Affinity Photo 2 for €75, that's one-time payment for a lifetime license. And if you wait for a Black Friday, you can even have it at half the price, so less than $40. That's a massive difference. Also, Adobe has a very odd and controversial terms of service when it comes to using your work for their own purpose. Some have made deep dives into that, but I will keep it simple. Adobe is not really trusted by the creator community. And this is why I switched from Photoshop to Affinity. But that's just my point of view. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Peace.